At the confluence of the Allegheny, Monongahela, and Ohio, in the stadium where he coached the Steel Curtain defense, the Bud Carson era officially began for the Browns. And oh, what a homecoming it was. Carson's attacking defense rewrote the record book, limiting the Steelers to merely 53 yards. The Browns had a total of 7 sacks and 8 turnovers. Incredibly, 3 of them went for touchdowns.
Hand off to Worley, the fullback. He fumbles the ball. The Browns have it. They go into the end zone for a touchdown. Wade Matthews, the 12-year veteran out of Brister, calls the signals. It is Hodge in motion out of the backfield. Hand off to Worley. Here's a reverse to Lewis Lips. Lips at the 25, hit at the 29, down at the 29-yard line. Ball is stolen by the Browns. It is stolen by David Grayson. He goes in for a touchdown. The Browns stole the ball from Lewis Lips in grand larceny. Brister to pass from the end zone through the hands of Hodges is intercepted by David Grayson for a touchdown. David Grayson with his second touchdown of the game, and the Browns strike again.
The opener was an eye-opener. For in Carson's coaching debut, the Browns played nearly a perfect game.
It was a great day for this football team and this coaching staff, and it was a great day for me.
The next Sunday in the home opener, Carson showed the Jets, another team for which he was defensive coordinator, just how defense should be played. Cleveland recorded 3 sacks and 4 interceptions as the defense never let up.
If we get a chance, cha-cha's up. Okay, if we want to run the cha-cha, we got to get him out here now. We got to win it right here. This is what we worked all winter for. It's this chance right here.
The Jets' defense couldn't cover the lightning-like moves of Webster Slaughter as the Browns piled up 38 points.
Slaughter wide open, got the ball at the 10, 5, touchdown!
Cleveland fans, in their first in-person look at their team, witnessed an awesome blend of offense and defense, with a dash of depth from the bench for added measure.
Hands off to Keith Jones, drives up right tackle, he's down to the 5 to 4, the goal line, touchdown! He carried 4 players with him.
The hometown fans had plenty to cheer about, and the players reacted with the spirit that winning brings. With a perfect 2-0 and both wins at the expense of former teams, things couldn't get any brighter for Cleveland's rookie head coach.
Well, this is a really important win. I think this was a little bit special one for him than the one against the Steelers last week. And the guys wanted to come out and they wanted to play well. And most of all, we wanted to win for him, and we did.
Going up there. Go ahead, baby. All the way up.
On the season's 4th Sunday, a legendary figure in Browns history received a lengthy tribute from over 78,000 admirers. But on this day against undefeated Denver, Bud Carson's core of defenders captured center stage.
Everybody get the first play. Let's get it, dogs on 3. 1, 2, 3, go!
John Elway, attacked from the first play to the final gun, was neutralized the entire game. The Broncos' Golden Boy was sacked 4 times and held to a career-low 6 completions. The Cleveland D covered so well, Denver's wide receivers caught only 2 passes all day.
Just keep bringing it. Keep bringing it. Everyone will get him if we keep bringing it. Coverage is holding up. We get a good rush. We're in. Don't ease up.
We got to have better protection on 3rd down. Better pass pro now. Let's go. Let's work. Better pass pro.
Michael Dean Perry strips the football. It's loose at the 15. The Browns have it at the 15-yard line. Michael Dean Perry took the ball away from John Elway. It's a loss of 12 and a big swing.
Split on the left side. Kosar looking for Slaughter. Firing end zone. Touchdown Browns.
That was a piece of cake.
Webster, Slaughter, and Wyman Henderson turned every which way, including inside out.
With the low-scoring game tied at 13, the Broncos were poised to score on the Cleveland 8 with 1:49 left to go. With the specter of an almost certain winning field goal staring them in the face, a blitzing Mike Johnson saved the day.
Winder, left side in trouble, hit at the 14, fumbles the football.
Browns have it.
The Browns got the ball at the 16.
Now, with only 102 seconds remaining, Bernie Kosar refused to play it safe and went for the win. Hitting 5 of 6 passes, he drove his team nearly the length of the field to set up a winning field goal try by Matt Barr as time expired.
Snap, the kick is underway. It may have the distance. It is goal! The Browns have finally beaten the Broncos by 1 point.
There was 7 guys at the line of scrimmage blowing when that one took off.
Great job by Matt Barr kicking that field goal, and the guys for hanging tough at the end. You know, defense put us in again in a position to come through like that.
We kept hoping. We kept hoping, and what you have to do, we have to build on this and to learn that the game is not over till it's over. You know, if you play hard every play, then something good might happen to you.
It's a great damn win. I'm gonna see you a few minutes and I'm gonna enjoy this win. I tell you, this is great.
Tell them, Daddy, you tell them.
I'm gonna see you enjoy this win, yeah.
At this juncture of the schedule, the Browns were tied with the Bengals for the division lead.
Score, we win. They don't score, we win.
It was the Browns who didn't score and didn't win. With the offense operating in slow motion, they lost 3 of 4 games. In Cincinnati, with the game on the line, Cleveland continually misfired inside the Bengal 10 and agonizingly suffered their first loss of the season. In Week 5, Bernie Kosar returned to the city where he first found fame. The Browns' defense continued to play well, holding Dan Marino and the Dolphins to merely 1 touchdown. But Cleveland could manage only a single touchdown themselves. In sudden death, both kickers had a chance to win the game.
Cagle the holder. Tom Vaughn, the long snap, 44-yard try. The kick is underway. It has the distance. It is no good. It is off to the left. Off to the left. And the Dolphins take over. Stoyanovich, the rookie kicker. Good snap and hold. The kick is on its way. Plenty of distance, and the game is over. Stoyanovich has won it, and Miami beats the Cleveland Browns in overtime here in Joe Robbie Stadium, 13-10.
7 days later, matters got even worse. The Browns entered the game with a league-low 4 turnovers, but coughed it up to the Steelers 7 times.
At the 45-yard line to the 44.
Pittsburgh gained revenge for the opening day massacre, and the reeling Browns, now in second place, fell to 3-3. The reversal came in prime time against Chicago. Brian Wagner's long-distance punting kept his ex-team pinned deep in its own territory all night. Wagner would go on to nail a league-leading 32 punts inside the 20. A defense that allowed the fewest points in the NFL held Chicago scoreless until the game wasn't in doubt. A great fourth-quarter goal line stand forced the Bears to relinquish the ball on the Cleveland 3. There, the beleaguered offense delivered the knockout blow.
Behind Kosar, who is going to throw on first down. Going deep, left side, Slaughter open, has it at the 40. The foot race is on. Webster Slaughter to the 30, to the 25, spins around, he's going all the way for a touchdown.
98 yards. Check the record book.
That may be the longest touchdown pass in Browns history.
Cleveland's frenzied fans hadn't seen anything yet. Next came the Oilers, and with first place at stake, the offense simply exploded.
High formation for the Browns, and the handoff goes to Metcalf. Here's the flea flicker back to Kosar. Webster Slaughter is wide open. Got the ball at the 40, 30, he's gone. Webster Slaughter is gone for a touchdown. 80 yards on the flea flicker.
And he ran right by the Oilers secondary.
Manoah and Metcalf are split in the backfield as Kosar drops back by 5 steps, fires it deep over the middle for Slaughter, who has it at the 50 and breaks away. Webster Slaughter is gone for another touchdown. The Slaughter Express strikes again. 77 yards. His last 2 receptions have gone for 157 yards.
The Browns' bag of tricks created 28 second-half points.
Here's a pitch out to Metcalf, and he wants to throw.
And buried the Oilers.
Deep for Langhorne, who's wide open. Touchdown, Browns! It's science fiction time at Cleveland Stadium in an unbelievable sequence of plays. We may never see anything like this again.
I have never seen this much razzle-dazzle in one half. We've seen it all. They broke on all the gimmicks today.
I think I'm watching the Southwest Conference with Arkansas against Texas.
The next week in Tampa, the touchdown eruption continued, with the defense again leading the way.
Lars Tate goes in motion out of the backfield and Testaverde to throw. A quick hop over the middle, picked off. It is intercepted for a touchdown by Thane Dash. And the Browns have stumped the Buccaneers and Vinny Testaverde.
The Browns' swarming defense intercepted 4 Testaverde passes, a pair of them for touchdowns.
The middle deflected and intercepted by Felix Wright. Wright's back inside the 15, breaking to the right side inside the 10, headed for the goal line. Touchdown, Browns!
He has thrown his last 2 passes to a guy in a brown jersey.
On this sunny day, the brightest light came from Eric Metcalf, who dazzled the Bucs with 233 yards and 2 scores.
Metcalf wide open to the 20, 15, 10, dodges one tackle at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown on another brilliant move.
This man is unbelievable. Have you ever seen a man cut that quickly?
Handoff, Metcalf fakes the reverse, cuts inside of the 40, Metcalf outside of the 35-30, down the sidelines to the 20, inside of the 15, to the 10, Eric Metcalf has done it again. Eric Metcalf has just provided a clinic in broken field running, leaving Buccaneers all over the field.
The 42-point barrage gave the Browns sole possession of first place, a perfect prelude to a tough trip to Seattle, where winning comes hard. They won thanks to a defense that held the Hawks to 46 rushing yards and intercepted 3 passes.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about right there! That's what I'm talking about right there, baby! All right, outside!
Manoah in the backfield next to Kosar.
Cleveland's attack sputtered for most of the game until Kosar fired high for Lawyer Tillman.
Seattle blitzes the house throw, end zone touchdown, Lawyer Tillman. Lawyer Tillman up and over Patrick Hunter for the touchdown, his second in 2 weeks.
With 2 consecutive road wins, 4 straight overall, the Browns' record had ballooned to 7-3 atop the division, happy to be the chased instead of the chaser.
Now we're in a position where we're in first place by ourselves right now, and we control our own destiny. So if we can get back to the playoffs, you know, in a good position to win a couple ball games, I think this will be our year.
In mid-November, a month-long winless streak chilled Cleveland's playoff prospects. Marty Schottenheimer returned to the stadium with his customary ground-oriented attack. But the Browns' gang-tackling defense held Christian Okoye to just 40 yards on 21 carries. It was by far the lowest output of the season for the league's leading rusher. Cleveland entered this game with a league-low 4 fumbles. They matched that total in 1 game.
The Chiefs have it, and rolling into the end zone for a touchdown is Neil Smith.
With 5 turnovers and 12 penalties, the Browns were lucky to escape with an overtime tie. After 5 bruising quarters, they played again 4 days later on Thanksgiving in Detroit Silverdome.
Big play here for the Browns.
For the second straight game, they could manage but a single touchdown.
Barry Redden to the 25, to the 20, to the 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown! A shocking experience for the Lions.
The shock was to the Browns, who lost a game they easily could have won.
Showtime, baby! Showtime! Showtime, baby! Showtime, baby!
The next Sunday, it was the Bengals who stole the show as the offense continued to self-destruct, turning the ball over 3 times and never once penetrating their opponent's 20-yard line. The 21-0 shutout blew the Browns out of first place and had their followers literally shaking their heads in disbelief. They hadn't seen anything yet. Next came the Colts.
Shotgun. Kosar, big blitz, throws over the middle, intercepted. It is intercepted by Mike Pryor into Browns territory.
During the 4-game skid, the offense racked up more penalties than points, while the defense was like a pitching staff that's doomed if it allows a run. Cleveland's stretch drive had turned into a swan dive. The hallmark of a playoff team is the character to bounce back from tough times. The '89 Browns played best when conditions were worse. In sub-freezing weather against the Vikings, they began their drive to survive. Bernie Kosar broke a string of 20 quarters without a touchdown pass, throwing 2 against one of the outstanding defenses in the NFL.
Under intense pressure, steps up, throws over the middle. Langhorne has it at the 40, cutting to the 35. Reggie Langhorne is gone. Langhorne is gone for the go-ahead touchdown. 62 yards on a bolt of lightning.
The winning drive was a Cleveland classic. Kosar operated behind an injury-riddled makeshift line that had substitutes in 3 of the 5 positions. They prevailed against the #1 pass rush in the league. After a month where nothing went right, everything was working.
These are the kind of games you want to play in as defensive lineman. You know why? Because it's all going to come down to the end.
The most important kick of this season coming up. Snap is good, hold is good, and it's a fake. Pagel rolling, throwing to Van Waiters. Touchdown Browns! Woo! The Browns have won the game on an amazing piece of trickery. Woo! What an ending!
I said Van Waiters' dad is here. I'll bet you he's a happy man.
And Mike Pagel has finally thrown a touchdown pass this season.
We're still in the hunt, and all we have now is 1 more week to see what happens.
From the Astrodome in Houston, Texas, also known as the House of Pain, it'll be painful tonight for one of the 2 teams here. For the Browns, a very tumultuous season. More ups and downs than the Gemini roller coaster at Cedar Point. All the sweat, the blood, the tears, and the toil come to fruition tonight. The Browns against the Oilers. It doesn't get any better or more important than this.
Let's let it all go out there, man. Don't hold anything back.
That's what we've been practicing for all year now. On the line, we ain't holding nothing back today now. Take it to them. Let's go 2 flip wide, short 470, Y option X smash on 3. Hey.
High formation with Mack and Metcalf. Langhorne goes in motion from the right side. Fake handoff, Kosar to throw. Fire is caught over the middle by Metcalf for a first down at the 40. And more at the 45-50. Into Oilers territory at the 40, the 30, the 25. Eric Metcalf has stunned the Oilers and everybody else in the Astrodome. And now Mack is the single setback. 3 wide receivers in. Here comes the safety blitz. Kosar throwing the fly pattern for Webster Slaughter. He's got the ball. He's going in for a touchdown. Webster Slaughter with a spectacular catch at the 10-yard line. And he beat
He looks all the way down the middle and throws somewhere else. You can't really read him.
The Browns had jumped out to a comfortable lead in the season's biggest game. Then, on a bizarre play, tried to give it right back.
By Warren Moon. He goes all the way back to the 33, and Clay Matthews has the football, and he throws it away on a lateral. The ball is loose at the 28-yard line. I'm not sure who recovered. What is Clay Matthews thinking of?
Oh, my goodness.
What is Clay Matthews thinking of? The Browns had the football.
Talk about a short circuit.
The Browns have to be shocked.
Big break for Houston. Moon from the shotgun again. Pinkett standing to his right. He's under all kinds of pressure. Throws for the end zone. Has a man open. Oh, touchdown, Drew Hill.
What a call. What a play. What a break for Houston.
The Oilers were ahead with the clock and the season running out. It was time for one man to make a difference. Kevin Mack was back.
Let's go, because I can't take no more overtime.
45 seconds to go. First and goal. Hand off Mack to the 2, to the 1. Goal line, touchdown! Kevin Mack scored! The Browns take the lead. So the Mack truck rolling on all 18 wheels has punched it in.
And Kevin Mack was a man that was not going to be denied. That's a big step in the comeback for that young man.
Celebrate when you're playing the Browns, baby. Hell no!
Kevin Mack saved that football.
The storybook finish by Mack was a metaphor for the entire season. A man and a team overcame adversity and were once again division champions.
I've never been prouder of anybody in my life, and I know the whole coaching staff feels that way. It's the greatest victory I've ever been.